What? Is that the first episode of Movie Mess-Ups? In this scene, Deadpool is drawing a picture, and later, that same picture looks a bit different than before. Of course, for a viewer that might be just a silly mistake, but for us, it's a fail. In this chase scene, we can't see any tires next to this car, but right after the scene changes, we can see a tire. If you want to be featured in a Hollywood movie, you have to become a cameraman and go as close as possible to the car mirrors. Swords at the back of Deadpool in this scene decided to magically disappear. That's what happens when one of the movie artists goes on vacation. In this scene, we can see that this dude doesn't have a necklace. In the next scene, it's on his neck. Vanessa stretches her left leg and presses it to Wade's chest. In the next scene, she's pressing the right leg. Two plastic parts from motorbike flew near the biker. However, in the next scene, those plastic parts disappeared. I think those parts can now be bought on Amazon. Dude on the right is holding greenery, and right after the scene changes, the greenery decided to disappear. And now the biggest failure of them all so far. Deadpool cuts off his left arm. However, when he falls down, we can see that Deadpool has no right arm. The tube on the hero's shoulder disappears, then reappears, and once again disappears. Deadpool is holding a tiny glass while wearing a glove. In the next scene, we see that the glove is no more. Here we see a photo of Wade and Vanessa. It's a bit odd, but at the beginning of the movie, they took a bit different photo. Meanwhile, Colossus was punched, all the other people in the background are still like a rock. Probably a stop shot. Deadpool pulls out the knife out of his head, and immediately after that, the hole and the traces of blood disappear. And then guess what? Of course they reappear. Surprisingly, Vanessa shows up to be a superhero as well, as the wounds on her hand heals in few minutes. During the filming of this scene, Francis somehow managed to brush his teeth. This is how Francis' teeth look like before using Colgate, and here's after using Colgate. The mask on Deadpool's head doesn't have an opening flap. However, when Vanessa needs to see what is under the mask, she finds a really easy way to take off his mask. The eyes of the mask are cut out round, although just before we saw that the squares were cut out first. The position of the staple on Wade's chin changes between shots.